Stump Jumper here. Today I'm going to talk about setting up your baitcaster to be properly set for the size and weight of the lure that you're throwing. Today I got a double horse set up. Typically this is the approach that I would take on setting up a lure like that. Let me see if I can get the whole thing in the shot here. So I'll open up the spool setting here, the tension on that all the way to 0. So the first step for me is that I will turn this on the spool tensioner. I'll continue to turn it up and then check to make sure that I have it set at a pretty steady, slow drop. So too fast. Keep tightening it. Keep tightening it. And you'll feel the tension. There you go. You'll feel the tension starting to increase on it, and you can see I've got a nice slow drop there. That's probably a little too slow, so I might back off just a little bit. And perfect. So I've got that kind of where I want it now, where I know, based on the way I cast and the way I throw, I can get pretty good distance off of that without getting a backlash. As you know, there's a lot of thumb control that goes into throwing a baitcaster. You got to keep your thumb right on there. But the advent of the magnetic feature on these really helps. So what I'll typically do is go from 0 to half there, and then just check and see that is pretty good. But I'm going to loosen that up a little bit because I like to get a little bit more distance. I'm going to go 2 clicks back and then check the drop again. And I might even go 1 more click back on that, and then a little bit more here on that. So you can see it's a matter of preference, but what your objective is based on the weight of the lure, you just want a nice steady fall. And that's pretty good right there. I might back it off just a little bit more. Perfect drop right there. That's how I would set it up. Obviously, when you get out to the water, you test it. You might have to make a few more minute adjustments, but once you've got it dialed in for that particular lure, you're good to go. One thing I will say, depending on the weather conditions, wind and things like that, that can affect how you want to set up your baitcaster. Obviously, on a clear day with no wind, you can kind of dial things back and go for it and work, just use your thumb for more control. But on windy days where you're fighting that kind of stuff, you can increase some of the tension on this to, especially on the magnetic part of it, to decrease potential birds' nests. So it's all a matter of preference, but I thought I'd just show you the technique I use. And if I'm using a particular rod set up with that lure and then I tie a different lure on, I'll go through that process really quickly again to get it set up so I get the smoothest and most accurate casts. So there you have it. Pretty straightforward. Hope this helps, and see you again next time.